Hey there. What if the reason you feel lost isn't because you lack a plan, but because you're asking the wrong questions? Questions that keep you stuck instead of setting you free. What if there are 5 forbidden questions that could unlock your secret purpose? Sigmund Freud, the pioneer of the unconscious mind, believed our deepest desires and true purpose are buried within us, waiting to be uncovered. He said, "The unconscious knows what we cannot admit to ourselves." If you're feeling lost, it might be because you haven't tapped into what's truly driving you. Today, we're exploring 5 forbidden questions inspired by Freud's theories to reveal why you feel lost, what's holding you back, and how to find a life that feels meaningful. This could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Stick with me. Let's start with why you feel lost. Freud argued it's not just about lacking direction, it's your unconscious holding you back. Deep inside, fears, conflicts, or suppressed desires might be blocking your path to purpose. Picture this. You're drifting, maybe stuck in a job you don't love or unsure what you want from life. You think, I just need to figure it out. But Freud would say there's more going on. Your unconscious might be hiding answers, buried under fears, guilt, or past experiences you haven't faced. Freud's key insight is that our unconscious shapes our sense of purpose, or lack of it. Maybe you fear failure, so you avoid your dreams. Maybe you feel guilty for wanting something different from what others expect. Or maybe you've suppressed desires because they seem wrong. These unconscious blocks keep you lost, even when you're trying to move forward. Take Rachel, a 32-year-old accountant. She had a stable job but felt empty, daydreaming about traveling or starting a business. Every time she considered change, she froze. Freud would say Rachel's unconscious fears, perhaps of disappointing her parents or failing, were keeping her stuck. So ask yourself, how long have you felt lost? Do you feel stuck despite trying to move forward? That's a sign your unconscious is hiding your purpose. Let's uncover it with these 5 questions. First forbidden question, what am I most afraid to admit I want? Freud believed our deepest desires are often buried because we fear facing them. What they mean, what others will think, or whether we'll fail. But those desires are the key to your purpose. When you're lost, you might be disconnected from what you truly want. Society pushes safe goals, a stable job, a nice house. But deep down, you might crave something else, a creative career, adventure, or freedom. Freud would say suppressing that desire keeps you lost until you confront it. Meet Ethan, a 28-year-old engineer. He felt unfulfilled despite a good job. When he asked, "What am I most afraid to admit I want?" the answer shook him. He wanted to be a musician, a passion from childhood. But his parents called music unrealistic, and he feared failure. Once Ethan admitted this, he started small, playing weekend gigs, writing songs, and felt alive for the first time. Freud would say Ethan's unconscious desire was his purpose. He just had to face his fear. So, ask yourself, what are you afraid to admit you want? A career shift, a new city, a simpler life? Jot it down. We've got 4 more questions to go. Second forbidden question, who am I trying to please? Freud believed our unconscious is shaped by others' expectations, especially from childhood. Living for someone else's approval can disconnect you from your purpose, leaving you lost. As kids, we seek approval from parents, teachers, or society. Maybe you were praised for being responsible, so you chose a safe path, or criticized for being too wild, so you buried your desires. Freud would say those expectations linger in your unconscious, steering you away from your true purpose. Consider Mia, a 35-year-old lawyer. Successful but miserable, she'd always wanted to write. When she asked, "Who am I trying to please?" she realized she became a lawyer for her parents, who valued success. Guilt kept her from pursuing writing. Once she faced this, Mia started writing in her free time, feeling her purpose emerge. Freud would say her unconscious guilt kept her lost. Facing it set her free. Reflect, Who are you trying to please? Parents, a partner, society? That's a clue you're disconnected from your purpose. Let's keep going. Third forbidden question. What pain am I avoiding? Freud believed our unconscious keeps us lost to shield us from pain. Failure, rejection, or past trauma. Staying stuck feels safer than moving forward, but it blocks your purpose. When you're lost, you might be avoiding the pain of pursuing your purpose. Maybe it involves risk, like starting a business, and you fear failure. Or maybe it's tied to a past wound, like a childhood setback, and you're scared to face it. Freud would say your unconscious keeps you lost until you confront that pain. Take James, a 40-year-old store manager. He felt his life lacked meaning. When he asked, "What pain am I avoiding?" he realized he feared pursuing his dream of opening a store. Why? His dad's failed business left their family in debt, and James saw his pain. His unconscious kept him lost to avoid that hurt. Once James faced this, he started saving and planning, feeling on track at last. Freud would say his unconscious was protecting him, but also blocking his purpose. Ask yourself, what pain are you avoiding? A risky dream? A past wound? That pain might hold the key to your purpose. 2 more questions to go. Fourth forbidden question. What did I love as a child? Freud believed our childhood passions reveal our true purpose because kids are less swayed by fear or expectations. As adults, we bury those passions as impractical, but they're clues to our unconscious desires. When you're lost, you may have forgotten what lights you up. Think back. What did you love as a kid? Drawing, exploring, helping others? Freud would say those passions point to your purpose. Sarah, a 29-year-old marketing assistant, felt aimless. When she asked, "What did I love as a child?" she recalled her love for animals, playing with pets, dreaming of being a vet. She dismissed it as unrealistic. Reconnecting with this, Sarah volunteered at a shelter and felt purpose for the first time. Now she's training to be a veterinary assistant. Freud would say her childhood passion was her purpose. She just had to rediscover it. Quick tip. Write down 3 things you loved as a kid. Did you love creating, exploring, connecting? Those hold clues to your purpose. Reflect. What did you love before the world told you what you should want? That's your purpose calling. One last question. Final forbidden question. What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Freud saw fear of failure as a major unconscious block. Strip away that fear, and you'll uncover what you truly want, your purpose. When you're lost, fear of failure might hold you back. If failure wasn't possible, would you start a business, write a book, travel, or help others? Freud would say that dream is your unconscious purpose breaking free. Meet Daniel, a 45-year-old teacher. He liked his job but felt something was missing. When he asked, "What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail?" he realized he wanted to start a nonprofit to help kids read. Fear of failing, of not raising funds or making an impact, held him back. Facing this, Daniel launched a small reading program with volunteers. It grew into a nonprofit, and he's never felt more fulfilled. Freud would say his fear kept him lost. Facing it revealed his purpose. Imagine, what would you do if failure wasn't an option? That dream is your purpose calling. Let's talk about taking action. If you skip these questions, you risk staying lost, drifting, unfulfilled, wondering what your life means. But now you've uncovered your purpose, and Freud's insights show that facing your unconscious fears and desires brings clarity. Here's how to start. Take your answers seriously. They're your purpose's blueprint. Take one small step this week. Want to be a musician? Book a gig. Want to help others? Volunteer. Let go of perfection. Your purpose isn't about being flawless. It's about living authentically. What's one small step you can take toward your purpose this week? Maybe it's researching a career, starting a hobby, or admitting what you want. That step is the start of a meaningful life. Let's solidify this with reflection questions. Let's make this real. Grab a pen and answer these 3 questions to turn your purpose into action. What's the biggest fear holding me back from my purpose? Look at your answers to the 5 questions. Is it fear of failure, rejection, or disappointing others? Write it down. Facing it is your first step. What's one thing I can do this week to move closer to my purpose? Choose one action. Research a career, try a hobby, share your dream. Write it down and commit. How will I feel when I start living my purpose? Picture chasing your purpose. Will you feel free, fulfilled, alive? Write that feeling down. It's your motivation. These questions bridge your purpose to action. Pause and reflect. Did any spark a realization? Let's wrap up. Feeling lost, like you're meant for more, but don't know what? These 5 forbidden questions are your roadmap to your secret purpose. Freud showed us our unconscious holds the answers. We just need the courage to ask. If this helped you find clarity, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm diving deeper into Freud's ideas and tips for a meaningful life in upcoming videos. Let's talk in the comments. What's your secret purpose, or the first step you'll take? I'll be reading and replying, so let's keep this going. Thanks for watching. Ask those questions, live your purpose, and I'll see you in the next one.